So I chickened out and I turned them off. Light that lights up in through here was turning on last night. And so I'm gonna open this up. I'm doing this one-handed for you guys. Hope you appreciate this. Well, we are getting ready to head off for our first trip with the EG4 LL batteries. Got them charged to, that one's 95 and that one's 93. I still need to play around with the system because I'm trying to figure out how do I tell Victron what to do. So it says 98%. One thing, so I've got this refrigerator running. There's some little DC loads. The mini fridge is running, and there's some chargers for the batteries. But if I hit, it's like this is froze up or something, and it'll tell me the time to go. I don't know why that's not doing that. There's no like reset on here either. But any rate, we're all packed up, ready to go. I think it was saying like, I don't know, 17 hours or something like that. I'll figure it out and turn this back on. So I checked on my app and it says 20 hours in this configuration. So I'm ready to go. I don't have this panel on and I don't have this panel on. I got some plastic to adhere to the panel. Plus, I'm trying to figure out if I want to have the Victron's temperature sensors go inside, or ultimately what would be good is to get the batteries to tell it, but I don't know if we can do that. And then I want to connect, I still need to play with this. I've got that thing turned completely off. I've got the fuses off and everything out, but everything in here is working good. So 83 degrees is the temperature in between the two batteries. I've got my little charger if I need it. Servo's working. I've got the shunt in here, and this guy, it's just a little warm. That's all. I've got my disconnect, all my fuses in, so we should be ready to go. Like I said, I got this little fridge on, the fridge on inside, the coach battery charger, this battery charger, and I don't know, there's probably some other stuff in there on. So however many hours, I said 17 or something like that, so it's only 2 hours there. We'll get finished loading up and get on the road. So bringing you in here, we ended up pulling in and we're hooked up, but I turned off these two inverters because they're feeding in 50 amps a piece, and it got up to like 96% and 98%. So I chickened out and I turned them off. So I've got those inverters in bypass. I've got them turned off, and then I'm charging this. I guess, so the issue is that the batteries and everything are working fine. I just don't know how those quit charging, because like I said, this got up to 96 and 98%, and I guess I was expecting it to back down. I guess as they reach a higher percent, the voltage is supposed to go up and that will kick them down. So what I've done is I've hooked in my little charger, and I'm gonna try it because I'd rather have 6 amps go into each one and it ramp down than 50 amps. So it could be nothing's wrong. I'm just chicken and it's new battery type, but everything's been working fine. So basically this is in bypass, and this is running my 24 volt air compressor for the toilet and then our 12-volt load. So everything's been doing fine. It's been raining, so we haven't been able to do much. But I've been reading up, and I want to try to run that charger and see if it will back down. At some point, the battery, the BMS in there, will shut itself off so that it doesn't get overcharged. And if it does that, then I lose all my power. So I was gonna wait until I got home, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it with this one and see if it'll ramp down. Because I also think, or I've been told, if it goes up to a high enough voltage, it will balance the cells. And so I kind of want to play with it. I think worst case, they time out, and then I'll unplug that charger and everything will resume. But that's the only issue right now, is trying to get the Victrons to turn off, but I could be not letting it go high enough to turn off. So beyond that, everything's fine. Take you out and show you this park. They just opened up. It's called Away a Day in Nashville, Indiana, and they just opened up. They've got I don't know, probably 50 spots. They're all 50 amp full hookups. It's off of 46, but it's a real nice place. It got really good Wi-Fi, which is great on a rainy day. But yeah, everything's been working fine. The 12 volt side's been holding at that 13.2 or 3, and everything works good. So I'm gonna I think this will take 2 hours to take it from 90% to 100%, and so I'll check back in, see if the charger ramps down or if the batteries turn off. Well, I've been playing around with this and I found some settings. I'll put them up here, but I think it's 26.68 and 26.74. And then that charger kind of goes into the float mode, and my percent is 97 and 96. So, and that's dropped down to 0. So it's kind of holding it right there. So kind of think that's a win. I'm gonna maybe program these and turn them on and see if that'll hold that to it, and then I don't need the little one. This was just pumping 50 amps in each, so 100 amps in here, and that guy I can turn it down to 6. So I just liked playing it a little better. But been fun out here. Just the rain's holding off till 8 o'clock, I think. So we went out to Brown County and did some bike riding. Show you that here. Came to Brown County State Park, gonna try to mountain bike in the mud. Yeah, an automatic. Oh shit. Doing this one-handed for you guys. Hope you appreciate this. Going back now. Oh shit. I need to use 2 hands. But we're back here. Got some ribs on the grill. Turn that down just a tad. Been sitting here for 4 hours or so, and just watching some TV. I got my boot there holding my TV up. The arm held the TV, and then when I bolted the sound bar to it, it wouldn't hold it. But I'll get something figured out. And then my fridge, I turned it down too cold and I blew up my iced tea. So win some, you lose some. But so far so good. The other, I had a light go out in here, or actually turn on. I'll show you that. Yeah, I've got an old lighting system back here, and the mood lights, or whatever you want to call them, they're kind of a string light that lights up in through here. It was turning on last night, and so I opened this up, and these are relays, and this relay right here, there's like a little short in there, and it was causing some, I don't know, some bleed through or something and turning it on. So I unhooked the wires, because I don't know which fuse it is, and you can see, looks like they had a problem with the fuse not blowing before. So I unhooked some stuff, and they still make these. Some of the guys on Facebook and Prevost and Barbecue sent me these. And they have a new one that's not kind of mechanical, and so I'm trying to figure out, do I get the old type and just put it in there? Do I put the new type in? And then I thought, you know, you can probably get a board that run all of this, you know, put it right there, and then I can do it on my cell phone. So I'm kind of playing around with the idea, because the weather's been kind of hit or miss out here at best. But I've got that back there to fix, so it's always something. But I'll take that over something else. That's it for now.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's whipped cream. Well, we made it home. The batteries did good. This little step down guy has done well. It's only gotten warm. Nothing else in here has gotten warm. We're probably 3-4 hours now, and that says 87, and that says 86. It says we're using 10 amps. I still got the inverters on. Come in here real quick. Kind of got this cleaned out. Still got 2 refrigerators on and 2 fans on. So this one says 90% and 112, 19 amps coming out. So I don't know. I'm gonna let this run down, I think, to 80%, and then see if it charges it up right. I've got that step down to 13.2. I'm gonna leave it. I think having a little bit more volts is better than not much. I mean, it's not like that's 15 volts, it's 13.2. And this would be my start batteries, so they're good. So that's what, 13.1. So that's where I'd want them to be. My generator's at 13, so all that stuff's good. So this video kind of turned out to be camping with EG4s for the first time, which is fine, I guess. So I'm gonna let these run down. I'm trying to clean my garage. It is a pit. I've neglected it trying to get this stuff going. We are also gonna go to, so I'm gonna let this go down to like, I don't know, 80, 85%, 70%. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to plug in my inverters and see if it runs them up. So that was 90%, and I can't remember anything anymore. This is 87 and 86. So I think probably when some of the voltage goes to other places besides the battery, it kind of loses sync a little bit. But I'm gonna check back in when it goes down to 75% or so, and we'll see if the settings that I have it set at bulk it and then absorption and float it correctly. Well, it's a couple hours later. Let's see what this is. And this one, 83 and 82%. So what I'm gonna do is turn the shore on, and it should switch over. There it goes. So it went to float. It's because I have the float. I guess you have to set the float higher. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to turn that off and reset it with the computer. Well, I changed it to the settings it recommended, which is 28.5 for bulk and absorption and 28.25 for float. And they say a half hour per 100 hour. So right now I'm tossing 95 amps total at the batteries. And there we go. So this one's got 45 and that one's got 45. I think I want to make these bigger or add another one, but I guess we'll let this charge and see what it does. See if the BMS shuts off or if the charger shuts off. Just didn't want to do this at the park, rather do it in my driveway. So we'll let that charge up and see what happens. Alright, so the batteries are showing 100%. They have for a while, and the voltage is starting to rise. So we're at 28.05. I set it down to 28.1 and float at 27.85, and we'll see what it does here. So we're almost at 28.1, and then I've got to reset the Victron to show 100% because for some reason it's not. So we're almost to 28.1. It should back down to absorption right now. So now it is still pumping the amps in. So I thought it would have dropped it down. And then it's ramping it. I don't know what it's doing. So it hit that. I'll turn it back on here in a minute. Well, we're still at absorption. We're down to it's trying to hold the 28.1 I put in there, and it's down to 16 amp, which is 18 a piece, and those are still saying charge. So I'll watch this until it goes down to float. So they finally went to float, and these guys, put a screenshot up here what the servo says. This is standby 28 volt, current 0. And that was in float and said 0. And I still have 13.3 on the 24.2. So it looks like they're just gonna sit at 28 and any loads will be powered by those guys. So I'm gonna let it sit and do some more research. Start to get that guy going. I think what I figured out is I'm not gonna do the temperature of the battery cells. I don't need them because this doesn't temperature compensate and this shouldn't temperature compensate for the batteries. So I'm not going to drill a hole in it. So I think what I'm going to do is take these temp sensors that are currently hooked up in there and hook them into the servo. And I don't know, maybe I can just get the bay. What I was thinking is if they go low enough, then maybe those won't charge. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Well, I wanted to bring, I guess, another, I'm documenting everything. So last night it kept shutting off the AC power and then going to inverter mode. And then after a while it would pick up and turn the AC mains back on. So I've gone ahead and reset the numbers back down to 27.2 because that's 100%. Like, it might not be 100%, it might be closer to like 99, and then float at 27.15. So now it's into float. We'll see if it kicks out. So discharging, so that's good. So it's pulling, so it says 100%. Millivolts are off a little bit. But we'll see if it kicks out. I'll just watch it. I might set that down to like 27 so that it doesn't go to 100%. I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna send a note to Signature Solar and see if there's some different settings to put in there.